Hey everybody, Davey here from Davey's World Fishing. Today I'm going to show you the brand new Okuma Voyager series boat rods. These are all 3-piece rods that come with that extra tip. So you may be familiar with the Okuma Nomad series of rods. There's the regular Nomad and then there was the Nomad Express. 2 levels of travel rods. They all came in a nice soft case. Unfortunately, Okuma sold the Nomad name to the Nomad bait brand and it was time to redo all of their travel rods. This year at ICAST 2021, they introduced the brand new Voyager Signature boat rods. These are going to be very similar to what the Nomad rods were. They still come in a nice soft zipper case for travel. They also come with the 2 tip sections. So you have a medium, medium heavy, medium light, medium, 6'6" and 7 foot. There's 5 total models in there within that 6'6" and 7 foot, as well as 3 casting and 2 spinning rods. But let's kind of walk through component by component. You can take a look at these rods. They're really awesome. They're very durable, whether you're on the road, maybe you're hitting the oil rigs down in Louisiana, you're jumping on a plane, throw these things in the back of your car, go wherever you need to go. Really cool rods. Let's take a look. So as I mentioned, all of the Voyager rods are 3-piece rods. They're 3-piece that come with 2 tip sections, just like the old Nomads did. So whether you're gonna get a lighter rod or a heavier rod, you can actually get 2 tips. Bring 2 setups. You got a 20 and a 30-pound setup. All you need to do is grab 1 rod, have your 2 reels all spooled up, ready to go. It's either gonna be a medium light and a medium, or a medium, medium heavy, depending on what rod you get. I'm gonna put these all together. We'll hook them up to the bucket and you can take a look at the actions between a couple of the different rods there as well. But let's take a look at the components of these rods. So this one happens to be the 7-foot medium, medium heavy. So starting down at the butt section, you have a nice graphite gimbal, as you can see there, so you can put that in your rod belt or put it into your rod holder on your boat and it'll keep it nice in place. You have a nice EVA foam grip, as well as a Fuji DPS reel seat. That's a screw up reel seat. Put your reel in there and screw it up nice and tight, but that comes in either the casting or the spinning models. Moving up, you've got the European spigot ferrule design. So you have that nice long ferrule that fits snugly into that butt section. You're gonna have that little piece there that's viewable, so you don't wanna jam that thing in there as hard as you can, but that gives you a nice true 1-piece feel. Look how much of that rod blank goes into that butt section there. Gives it that true 1-piece feel. As you move up here, you've got all Fuji guides when you have the Faz Light inserts. Those are nice, strong inserts you can use with braid, you can use with mono or fluoro, however you like. You're not gonna get any digging. And they're forward angled as well there. So as you're casting and your line comes off of the reel, you're not gonna get any kind of tangles. You're not going to get wind knots or anything that's going to wrap around your guides. That forward angle, if you should get any sort of loops on there, it actually pulls right on through, keeps your bait casting. You're not going to cast anything off there. Then coming up here, up the blank, you get your next section. That's that long European spigot ferrule. That's going to be a butt into tip section. So this happens to be the medium heavy tip section. It's all labeled up there, medium or medium heavy. And then it goes right into that tip section. It's got the UFR tip, so you can really load these things up here just like one of the lighter rods or one of the 1-piece rods. But if you could tell here, it's got a nice gnarled piece of section. You can hear it. Put it next to the microphone there, but it's a nice gnarled piece. So on the saltwater side, you're usually fishing with live bait, squid, sardine, anchovy here on the West Coast. But it gives you a little section you can grab on there. It helps you pull that apart a little bit easier. Doesn't get quite as slippery, a little easier to use. Let's go ahead and string this thing up and we can take a look at what the actions look like. All right, so I'm gonna step back now. Let's take a look at the action of this rod. This is the 7-foot medium, medium heavy. I happen to have the medium tip section on there right now. I've got line attached to a heavy bucket. This is just to show you what the action of this particular rod is. A lot of people ask if it's a true 1-piece feel, and it really is, and that's why I'm kind of got this blank background here. But just to kind of take a look here, but let's load this thing up here. And you kind of get an idea of that feel. As you can see, it's a pretty parabolic feel to it. As I mentioned, that's the medium action. So you got a little bit more tip there than say the medium heavy would have. But that's a true 1-piece feel to it. You don't want to high stick these rods or any rods for that matter, but you can really load into there. I've got about 30 pounds of dirt in there and I'm just straight pulling. You can see that rod's got lots of backbone and you can really get into those fish. Let's take a look at the medium heavy tip and see what that looks like. All right, so I just changed up tick sections. Now I have the medium heavy on there. We went medium in that first clip. Now this is the medium heavy. This is just to show you what the action on these rods look like. So let's get this guy loaded up here. And as you can see, it's still got a very parabolic shape to it there. Almost looks the same when you're looking right at that, but when you put these two in your hand, you can definitely tell that that medium is a lighter than that medium heavy. But I've got that guy really loaded up. As I said, I've got a 30-pound bucket of dirt here at the other end of this, and you could really crank on this thing, and it feels just like a one-piece rod. I know a lot of big tuna have been caught on these, yellowtail out here in Southern California, amberjack down in the south and on the Florida coast, but awesome rods. These are all 3-piece rods with 2 rod tubes. That's the rod tips, pardon me. That's the Okuma Voyager Signature boat rods. 5 total models in that selection, but check them out at okumafishingusa.com. But I do appreciate y'all checking in. Do me a favor, hit that like button down below and subscribe to Davey's World Fishing up in the right-hand corner. See you soon.